Hello and welcome to edupediaworld.com. Constitutional Design. The time to study the constitution of a new country. South Africa. Towards a new constitution. As we studied earlier, that South Africa was being ruled by the whites, the Europeans, and they were ruling them on the basis of skin color, which we call as apartheid. Here we can see in these pictures people boycotting the apartheidism. Even whites can be seen holding the placard. Since 1950, the blacks, the colored and Indians fought against the apartheid system. They launched protest marches and strikes. The African National Congress was the main organization that led the struggle against the policies of segregation. We have already studied the policies of segregation. This was based on the basis of skin color. Means people were discriminated on the basis of their skin. They were not allowed to use those places. They were not allowed to use even those public places where whites used to go. Even in the church. This included many workers' unions and Communist Party. Means the African National Congress was actually the umbrella organization which has many workers' union and Communist Party under it. As I said, we can see the whites also joining the protest. They also opposed the apartheid and played a leading role in this struggle. Several countries of the world denounced this discrimination as unjust and racist. But all these were useless for these white people. These white racist government continued to rule them by detaining, torturing and brutally killing these thousands of blacks and colored people. When the freedom struggle of South Africa began, the protesters and strugglers against apartheid increased. Then the government realized that now the time had come to change their way of ruling, to change their discriminatory law. And if they don't do this, they could no longer keep the black under their rule through repression. And then the white regime changed their policies. They lifted the ban on political parties and restrictions on media. They released Nelson Mandela, who walked out as a free man after 28 years of imprisonment. And finally, at the midnight of 26 April 1994, South Africa was marked as a newly born democratic country of the world. And the new national flag of South Africa was unfurled. With this, the apartheid government came to an end, paving way for the formation of a multi-racial government. After emerging as the new democratic South Africa, black leaders appealed their fellow blacks to forgive the whites for all their atrocities which they had committed during their past. They pleaded the people just to build a new South Africa based on equality of all races, men, women, on democratic values, social justice and human rights. The party that ruled through oppression and brutal killings and the party that led the freedom struggle sat together to draw up a common constitution. And after 2 years of discussion and debate, they came out with one of the finest constitutions of the world This constitution gave its citizens the most extensive rights available in any democratic country. Together, the blacks and the whites, the struggling party and the ruling party, the struggling party for the freedom of South Africa and the ruling party of the South Africa, they decided that in search for a solution to the problems, nobody will be excluded. Nobody will be treated as a demon. Both agreed that everybody should become part of the solution. Whatever they might have done or represented in the past, let's forget it. And the preamble of the South Africa Constitution sums up this spirit. The blacks forgave their whites ruler. They forgot all the brutality, all the atrocities of them. And the South African Constitution inspires Democrats all over the world. A state denounced by the entire world till recently as the most undemocratic, uncivilized one is now seen as a model of democracy. For this, we salute them. We salute the people of South Africa. We salute their spirit. What made this change possible was the determination of the South African people and nothing else. This was their decision just to work together to transform bitter experiences into the binding glue of a rainbow nation. Here comes Nelson Mandela, the first president of Independent Republic of South Africa. And these are the lines which he said on the South African Constitution. The Constitution of South Africa speaks of both the past and the future. On the one hand, it is a solemn pact in which we as South Africans declare to one another that we shall never permit a repetition of our racist, brutal and repressive past. But it is more than that. It is also a charter for the transformation of our country into one which is truly shared by all its people. A country which in the fullest sense belongs to all of us, black and white, women and men. Thank you.